This is Business Week Armenia, CivilNet's weekly economic digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia this week. An unexpected work stoppage at Armenia's largest and most profitable enterprise continued into the weekend, even after management at the Zangezur Copper-Molybdenum Combine dismissed 8 strike organizers late last week. In a statement Friday, the company said it had fired the organizers for inciting and organizing illegal actions and sabotaging production, and warned other striking employees that their jobs would also be at risk. In addition, the company has filed at least 3 appeals urging law enforcement to launch criminal proceedings against the strike organizers. On Sunday, Armenia's investigative committee confirmed it was looking into the matter, but added that as of now, no one has been charged with a crime. Even so, this first-of-its-kind work stoppage at the sprawling mining site in Armenia's strategically positioned southernmost Sunnik region appears to show no signs of ending. 2 separate meetings between strike organizers and senior management last week ended with no deal. Araik Margaryan, a Zangezur mine spokesperson, told CivilNet last week the enterprise was incurring daily losses of about $1 million due to the strike. For the Armenian government, that translates to about $250,000 in lost tax revenue per day, Margaryan added. The strike began on January 31st, when several hundred of the mine's roughly 4,600 employees walked out on the job. Production at the mine, one of the world's top molybdenum producers, has since ground to a halt. The company has repeatedly indicated it considers any wage increase unrealistic, arguing that the miners' monthly salaries, which it says range from about $830 to $1,500, are substantially higher than the national average of about $735. The striking employees dispute those figures. Armenian labor law allows workers in most sectors to form unions, and the country's constitution provides for the right to strike. But the work stoppage at the Zangezur mine was not authorized by the miners' Yerevan-based union. Strike organizer Vahe Mkhitaryan, who was one of the 8 workers dismissed last week, has told CivilNet he expects the Armenian government, which owns a nearly 22% stake in the enterprise, to help resolve the work stoppage. But the government has so far appeared reluctant to take any action, with Economy Minister Gevorg Papoyan telling reporters last week that mediating a deal would not be within the government's scope. For its part, the Human Rights Defender's Office, an independent government agency, has sent senior staffers to the mine site to speak with the strikers about their concerns, but has so far not released any details to the public. The Zangezur mine has long been Armenia's biggest employer and taxpayer. It paid some $255 million in taxes last year, about 40% higher than any other company. That represents more than 4% of the Armenian government's total tax earnings. The mine is majority owned by entities linked to Russian oligarch Roman Trotsenko, who is under sanctions by the United States and the European Union. In other news, Armenia's monetary authorities have cut interest rates by 25 basis points to 6.75%. as inflation in the country continues to stay well short of target levels. Annual consumer price inflation has continued to remain below the target, registering 1.5% in December 2024. Core inflation has also remained at low levels, at 1% year-over-year in December, the central bank said in a statement last week. Because of that, a lower rate is necessary to continue to meet its price stability objective of ensuring an inflation rate of 3% over the medium term, the press release added. The rate cut comes as Armenia appears to be returning to more sustainable levels of economic growth, after 3 strong years of expansion, largely fueled by the war in Ukraine. Since 2022, Armenia has welcomed massive inflows of Russian capital and labor, while a significant portion of international trade with Russia has been rerouted through Armenia. On the back of those developments, Armenia's economy expanded by 12.6% in 2022, and by another 8.3% in 2023. Growth last year is estimated at a further 6%. By comparison, the central bank estimates Armenia's long-term sustainable growth potential at 5% per year. Since mid-2023, the central bank has cut rates by a cumulative 400 basis points. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.